Okay, probably got a little dark through here, but as long as we got a lot of pure white coming through, I think it still works. Okay, I'm gonna put a little more contrast now. The snow's done. I'm not gonna touch any more like what the ground is, the shadow or the snow. But I did add a little bit of warm, just a touch here and there, just to give it a sense of sunlight. But I'm gonna now get into the birch, sort of the birch texture of that bark, how it looks at that really strong dark pieces to it, and you can see we can't get these branches in here really dark. So I think the key to the details now is we've got the lightest lights in, got the tree basically, but now I can start making the contrast on especially some of this area through here. So we'll see how this works out. Again, for that, some of that bark, I'm using my flat brush. I'm going to change from my blue water back to sort of this brown gray water, and we're going to put a little more warm color in it. Let's see, it's kind of a gray, so it's a bit of black in there, a little bit of warm, which means brown. Add a little bit of brown to the black. Put a little bit in here, see what happens, especially on the back side. There, that looks pretty good. So that makes it a little stronger. Especially when you get to the back, because that's where it's going to be darkest, back here. Maybe add a little bit like this towards the base. There we go. I like how the bark meets the snow. Make it kind of dark at the bottom. So let it just meet up against that. You can put a little more of the dark towards the back because that's where the shadow is. Like this. Okay. And then I think that's good for the tree. And then we notice there's a little bit of sort of a line around the back of it, just a little bit. Put in some lines. So we're going to put this flat brush down. And we're going to see how good we can get it doing some of these branches. And so I'm mixing a little black with some brown. Again, I'm just sort of lightly just hitting that tip. little bit of a dry brush works pretty good. In other words, let the brush dry out just a little bit. You get those fine lines like this. And I seem to be at the edge of this little area here. A couple little lines like that. Again, it really shows that it's the birch tree. I kind of curve them so it makes it look round, like that. Okay, there we go. Then over here, I'm gonna turn it upside down so I get a little more control. Again, I'm mixing black with brown, maybe a little blue, just to kind of. And I'm coming over here, and I'm gonna try and see if I can get some of these really strong, these really nice reeds that are coming out like this. It's pretty thick on this side, so I'm going to just add a bunch of lines through here like this. Okay. And then I wonder, remember this brush here, maybe a little bit of this. Again, it's really a light brush. A little bit of that, maybe a little bit on this side. Okay. A little bit of red to the brown now, just a little bit of a warm. Again, a dry brush means I'm wiping. What a dry brush means, again, I get a wet brush, but I kind of get it to where I just kind of knock the pigment down a little bit, and I can just get a little bit of a drier feel to it. So we could actually probably add a little bit to the other side of this. Just make that a little darker transition. There, I think that looks fine. Again, birch trees, in the snow. Okay, so let that dry. Add a little bit more, maybe just a little bit more of the I'll put a little bit of a lighter tan, just a little bit, just a couple little pieces in there. Maybe a little too much. There we go, just a little bit of that. There, see I use that fan brush right there. So that goes dark there, which is nice. I'm gonna add a little bit of that over here. Again, you're sort of the master of your environment here, so I can add a little bit like that over here, just to give it that same kind of quality. I think that. And what I'm doing, just a little bit right down the center, a little darker right down the center. So one side's lighter. So you got white, a little bit darker, and lighter on the outside. Again, that gives it that nice turn. A little bit like there. There. Okay. Nice strong contrast. Yeah, again, trees in the snow. Okay, let's see how you like that.